This is another presentation by My Weight World. Exercise. Routines for beginners. The goal of this presentation is to introduce beginners to the fundamental features of a good exercise routine. These include the warm-up, followed by corrective stretching, the core workout, a cool down, and ending with deep stretching. Why is the warm-up important? Like any machine, the body needs to get ready for use. Stiff, cold muscles are much more susceptible to tearing or other painful injuries. To prevent this, the muscles must be warmed up first. A warm-up of 10 to 20 minutes is generally sufficient. Numerous benefits can be achieved from just 15 minutes of warm-up exercises. Some of the most important are reduce muscle stiffness, increase flexibility resulting in better contraction and relaxation movement, better oxygen absorption by the muscles, increased muscle temperature, this promotes improved blood circulation, increased heart rate, which supports heavier exercises, increased metabolism to produce the energy necessary for the real exercise that follows the warm-up, and better execution of the exercise since muscle stiffness has been eliminated. Recommended warm-ups. These include brisk walking, jogging, or jogging in place. Duration should be 5 to 10 minutes. Another option is a normal limb and body stretching routine. As warm-ups go, dynamic body exercises are preferred as compared with static exercises. These should go on for 5 to 10 minutes. Another option is focused exercises that concentrate on the specific area of the body that will be most used in the coming workout. Corrective stretching is done following your warm-up and just prior to your exercise routine. Its purpose is to lengthen chronically short muscles and help your body remain properly aligned. If you've ever worked with a trainer or used an exercise video, you've probably heard the phrase proper form. Corrective stretching will help you maintain proper form throughout your exercise routine. It is especially important to stretch out the tight tonic muscles, the muscles that tend to pull your posture out of alignment. Tonic muscles tend to be shorter and relatively inflexible in humans. Examples of tonic muscles that may require corrective stretching include the pectoralis major and minor, latissimus dorsi, chest muscles, which pull your shoulders forward and cause rounded shoulders, the psoas hip flexor, and erector spina, lower back, which if they are too tight, cause your pelvis to anterior rotate too much. Your lower abs, hamstrings, and glutes, which if they are too tight, lead to a posterior pelvic tilt. You can take different steps to correct your posture depending on your needs. For example, a forward head and rounded shoulders more than likely mean tight chest muscles and loose upper back muscles. Try some corrective stretching for the chest area and tighten the upper back muscles with a reverse flyer back extension. If you have an excessive anterior pelvic tilt, corrective stretching for the hips and back should be performed, such as a lunge or butterfly. For the lower body and abdominals, try strengthening exercises like knee tucks or low back stretch with a side-to-side tilt. A proper assessment is essential to the personal training process. Without having a good idea about how you function with regard to exercise and your body's weight, it's impossible to design a specific program to get you the best results. An assessment will help you determine which muscles you may need to stretch and which muscles you may need to strengthen. An alignment is typically done by a qualified professional and will help you improve your posture. This facet of your training regimen may be omitted if you do not have access to a trainer, chiropractor, or other specialist who can perform the assessment for you. However, it's a good idea to find someone to assess your posture. Proper alignment will help you focus on staying in better shape and maintaining better health. It also will allow your muscles to work more efficiently. Examples of corrective stretches include a chest stretch, a lat stretch, the hip flexor stretch, the lower back stretch, the ab stretch, and the hamstring glute stretch. Very tight pectoral muscles can cause your shoulders to round. If you experience this, then you should spend time stretching your chest muscles out. A great stretch is to place your forearm against a beam or wall. Keep your upper arm bent at about 90 degrees, Then twist your body away from the beam or pole. Allowing your arm to remain behind the pole gives you a nice pull and stretch on your chest. Maintain that stretch for 30 to 60 seconds and then switch sides. If you have excessively rounded shoulders and an upper cross syndrome, stretching out your lats is another great way to help improve your posture. This lat stretch is done with a Swiss ball or exercise ball. Put your knees on the floor and then put one arm on the Swiss ball with just your wrist on the ball. Then move your body forward, keeping the pressure of your body weight down over the Swiss ball, giving you a nice stretch on your lat muscle. Your other hand is on the floor, maintaining your balance, keeping you from putting too much stress on the stretch of the lat. Roll your wrist around to find any tight areas and hold the stretch for 30 to 60 seconds while stretching out your lats. The hip flexor lunge stretch is great for stretching out your hip flexor. This is a muscle that tends to get very tight because people sit a lot during the day and never stretch out the hip flexor muscles. If this muscle is really tight, it can help contribute to lower cross syndrome, which pulls your pelvis out of alignment, which can lead to improper muscle mechanics and postural issues. To perform the lunge stretch for your hip flexors, take a large lunge stride, keeping both feet pointed forward with your back knee on the ground. Then push your hips forward, dropping your hips lower until you notice a nice stretch in your hip flexor. You should feel the stretch in your hip flexor in the side with the leg back. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds and then switch sides and repeat. Maintain an upright posture, don't hunch over. Your hands should rest on your body and not have any tension because your body should be upright supporting itself. Stretching out your lower back is great for keeping proper range of motion in your lower back. An easy lower back stretch is to lie on the ground and hug your knees tightly to your chest. The tighter the squeeze, the greater the stretch. Do the best you can until you are able to completely wrap your arms around your legs, holding your wrists on your other hand around your knees. You may rotate to each side and slowly move to find where you are most tight and then hold for 30 to 60 seconds. If your abs are too tight and pulling your pelvis out of alignment, giving you too much of a posterior pelvic tilt, stretching out your abdominals with a cobra stretch is great. To perform the cobra stretch, lie face down and keep your wrist under your shoulders. Then press up as high as you can, arching your back as far back as possible within comfort or slight discomfort until you feel the stretch. An important key is to maintain your hips down on the mat to get a greater stretch on the abs. Hold this stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. Stretching your hamstrings is very important because having tight hamstrings as well as glutes can pull your pelvis out of alignment, causing a posterior pelvic tilt. To perform the hamstring stretch, keep your knees locked out and lower your body as low as possible, reaching to touch your toes or the floor. It is important to keep your knees straight and locked out. You should feel this stretch in the back part of your thighs, your hamstrings. You may also feel this stretch in your lower back if your low back is tight. To perform the glute stretch, get into a push-up position with one leg straight back and the other leg bent in front of the first leg with your thigh on the floor. Lean forward over your leg, feeling a stretch in your butt. To get a greater stretch, lean further over the top of the bent leg. Hold this stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. Compound exercises are exercises that move multiple joints. The core workout should be comprised primarily of compound exercises. These exercises should be performed in a circuit training regimen. Examples of good core exercises include squats, lunges, pull-ups, and chest presses. To perform a squat, you should stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and then sink your butt backwards, keeping the pressure back on your heels, much like sitting in a chair, and then standing back up. A lunge is another great exercise that works your glutes and hamstrings. To perform a lunge correctly, you need to take a long stride, keeping both feet pointed forward with all your pressure on the heel of your front foot. Your back foot should be up on the toe, keeping very light pressure and only using it for balancing your body. You lunge down at an angle, bending your knees, bringing your front knee forward closer to your foot and not passing your toe. Then press back at an angle with the heel of your foot to keep the stimulus in the muscles of your butt and hamstrings. If you press with your toe, it will move the stress to your knee and quads, which is an improper lunge. Pull-ups are an excellent upper body exercise and everyone should be able to do them. If you need assistance, you can use an assisted pull-up machine. The ultimate goal should be to do them unassisted. To perform a pull-up, grab the bar with hands shoulder-width apart, use a forward or reverse grip, and then pull your body off the floor. Then lower all the way down while straightening your arms. Don't lock your arms straight. Be sure to keep tension on the muscle the entire lift and then pull yourself back up. Avoid swinging and kicking. The chest press is a great upper body exercise that works your chest muscles, triceps, and the front part of your shoulders. You can do a chest press with dumbbells or a barbell or even a machine, though with the machine you won't be working out all your little muscles, the stabilizers. For beginners, a machine may be more beneficial until you develop enough strength to do a free weight variation of the same exercises. Grab the bar double the width of your clavicle, just outside your shoulders. Never lower the bar over your head or neck. Beginners should lower the weight down to your chest, always in control, keeping the tension on your muscles, and then drive the bar back up, in control, never bouncing the bar or dumbbells off your chest, to a straightened arm position, but never locking your joints. Then, as soon as you get to the top position, begin to lower the bar back down again, maintaining a continuous movement through the entire set of each rep of the chest exercise. Beginners should raise the bar up for about 3 seconds, and then lower the bar for about 3 seconds, and then pause for about 1 second at the bottom. Core workout overview. The number of reps, times you perform each exercise, for a beginner, should range between 8 and 10. The heaviness of the weight will depend on the number of reps you perform. Your goal should be to reach complete muscle fatigue after 8 to 10 reps. The weight should be so heavy that you cannot perform another rep because your muscles have fully fatigued. The time under tension is the amount of time from the start of a lift to the end. This should be a 3-1-3 count for a beginner. You should take 3 seconds to lower the weight, hold for 1 second, then take 3 more seconds to raise the weight for a total time of 7 seconds per rep. The duration of rest for a beginner should be 0 seconds unless it is necessary. Exercises should be performed as a circuit training regimen. Perform all of the exercises on a circuit. This means you move from one exercise to the next until you have done 4 to 6 reps of each exercise. Repeat the cycle, beginning with the first exercise in your routine. Follow this pattern until you have completed 4 to 6 sets. At the beginning, you may need to rest during your routine. As you progress, you should only need to take a break at the end of a full set. If you feel lightheaded or dizzy at the end of any exercise or set, you should take a break and rest. Cooling down means gradually bringing the body back from a highly active state to its natural, relaxed state. Tapering down muscle movement before completely stopping your heavy workout helps the body cope with the metabolism changes and the effects on the muscles used during your workout. Recommended cool-down exercises include brisk walking, jogging, or jogging in place for 5 to 20 minutes. This will slow down your muscles and reduce your body and muscle tissue temperature. It also helps eliminate waste products resulting from your workout. Static stretching exercises are also recommended, where you assume a position and hold the stretch for a particular count. Perform this for 5 to 10 minutes. This will help slow and cool the body to its natural, relaxed state. The most important benefit to the cool down is that it reduces the levels of adrenaline, the action hormone, in your body. A good cooling down exercise set can prevent sudden fainting that can result from the accumulation of blood in the arms and legs that occurs when heavy exertion is suddenly stopped. The cool down facilitates the removal of waste products from the muscles, preventing muscle spasms and cramps. It systematically tapers your heartbeat to the standard rate, preventing hyperventilation. Deep stretches are the final part of the cool down. They should always be reserved for after the workout, not prior to it. A deep stretch is held for 30 to 60 seconds. The best deep stretch is performed with a partner, using varying degrees of pressure with their hands. This produces a much deeper stretch than you can experience on your own. It is a great way to recover and finish up your exercise routine. By following the routine laid out in this presentation, you now have a great foundation for creating a beginning exercise routine. By implementing this routine in the following order: warm-up, corrective stretching, core workout, cool down, and deep stretching, you will begin to see success with your weight loss goals in as little as 1 to 2 weeks. Good luck with your planning and results. I know you can do it. This has been another presentation by My Weight World.